What's good, everybody? It's Ron. Come back at you on another video. So with this video, I want to talk about the importance of being human and the importance of being yourself. And it sounds like a strange, sort of silly video to record, but the reason why this is important for me to do and to have this be a reminder is because we live in a digital age. We live in an age where artificial intelligence is completely on the rise, and it's taking over all areas, and it's taking over the lives of other people, right? You see students in school who are supposed to be learning, rather than them learning, they're just relying on artificial intelligence to answer their math problems, to write their essays and their papers, right? There's people who are getting college degrees because of artificial intelligence doing all the heavy lifting for them. There's content creators out there that are heavily relying on artificial intelligence to write them scripts, or to give them ideas, or to pretty much do all the work and all the heavy lifting. And even videos that you find online, there's so many videos that I'm sure you've seen that you know it's a video you've never seen before, but it still felt like you've seen that video before. And it's because with artificial intelligence, right? It's like the same AI slop is being is absolutely flooding the internet, right? And it's everywhere. It's absolutely everywhere. And the more that stuff exists, right? Of course, we're trending in that direction where it's going to continue, right? Because artificial intelligence is being adopted everywhere, right? In all areas of life now. You are going to see a major decline in authenticity and just being genuine. You're going to see a major decline in the humanity aspect of it. And even if it's a trend where everyone is following, where all the masses are going, and that's where the direction is leading you in that fashion, it will, no matter how great artificial intelligence is, it can never overcome the power of being human. It can never overcome the power of you being yourself. Because you showing up as yourself means you being authentic. It means you being genuine. And if everyone is going the route of following everything that robots are creating for us, then the few people who decide to remain authentic and genuine are going to end up being the people that stands out. See, it's funny because it's almost backwards, right? Like, this is the trend where it's the easiest, like the least amount of effort, so everyone wants to do it. But the problem is, if everyone wants to do it and everyone ends up doing it, then everyone ends up being the same, and so then no one ends up standing out. And then the people who decide to take the traditional path, the genuine authentic route, these are the people that will end up winning, because these are the people, like, we are going to be so few and far between. So this video, I urge you, I want to remind you, and of course urge you to remain human, to urge you to be yourself. Because when has being yourself not been good enough? It has always been good enough, right? Because you are going to be different, and being different is okay. Even if you're just one of 8 billion people, and there's plenty of other billions of people that exist, there's no other human being out there that has ever existed, or that currently exists, or will exist in the future, that will ever be a copy of you, right? You are always going to be your own unique person. You are always going to have ideas and creativity that robots won't be able to deliver, right? Because oftentimes these robots, they'll just be pulling information everywhere, and they have to be programmed somehow, some way, right? They'll never have the creativity that you and I and everyone who remains genuine and remains human will have, right? They just won't be able to compete. And you being genuine, you'll still maintain what's most important, and that's the human connection, right? There's so many people that talk about how amazing the 80s and the 90s were, right? Before technology ever happened, right? You've ever seen sort of like the old school clips of people that they were like in the 80s or 90s, and they were recording what high school looked like, and everyone looked like they were having such a great time, because people were actually social back then. People actually spoke with one another. People actually had a relationship, and it would be from the heart, right? It just felt like free energy, that everyone was lively and life was good. Now, that same energy doesn't always exist, right? If you've ever taken public transportation, whether it's a bus or on a train, right? most of the travelers there are going to be people that are often have their face glued in their phones and have their headphones in. So all virtually all their senses are being occupied, right? They're like zombies. And that is the power of cell phones, right? That is the power of social media too, right? Because social media unfortunately have people in a headlock, right? Because people have to always tune into social media. People always have to, fill up their body with dopamines, right? You have TikTok brain rot going on where people struggle to maintain any sort of ability to concentrate for more than a few seconds, right? Most people most people wouldn't even be able to sit through this video or any of my other videos, right? Where I'm actually sharing important life lessons and truly delivering value to help improve your life, right? Most people struggle if there's a video that doesn't have a cutscene, like multiple scenes being cut together, or all these fancy effects or sound effects here and there, right? Or text on the screen. They struggle to focus, right? Notice how much life has changed because of technology and because of robots, right? You go anywhere, you go on the train, and everyone has their face glued on their phones. No one ever looks up. No one ever talks, right? People love social media because it's easy to connect with other people and to connect with anyone. But people also dislike social media because it's not very social. It's just a place that everyone goes on and they live their life there. They live their life on the internet, on these apps. But there's nothing real about it because it's all imaginary, like it's not real, right? Dave Chappelle had a really funny quote in one of his comedies where an incident happened and he was being dragged on Twitter, and at his comedy he says, yeah, well, it doesn't really matter to me because Twitter ain't a real place, right? You can close your laptop and whatever people are saying, it magically disappears because it's not a real place, right? And for a lot of people, unfortunately, it is a real place, right? So I say all this to say, look at, even in the years that we've been alive, right? Look at how much technology has drastically changed the behavior of human beings, where you can go to a public place and most people just have their face glued onto their phones. They rarely speak with anyone. There's no human interaction. There's very little human interaction now in today's age, right? Very little humanity, very little genuine relationships and genuine connection. And now with the rise of artificial intelligence, you are going to see that it is going to get a lot worse, right? Because things are going to continue moving in that direction towards technology, towards artificial intelligence, towards robots. And if everything becomes robotic, then the few times where you have that genuine human interaction and human relationship, that's going to stand out, right? You being yourself is going to stand out. You being yourself is more than enough, right? See, right now, we're still a smaller channel, right? We're still growing. And I know that for some smaller content creators, they can struggle with the progress that they've been making and question whether or not they're ever going to be big, question their journey, questioning if they're ever going to make it, right? And because of that, a lot of times they go down the rabbit hole on YouTube trying to learn about the best strategies, the best way to grow the channel, the best way to do this and that. And a lot of these videos will say, oh, that you need to understand the search engine optimization. You have to understand the keywords and the tags. You have to understand, you have to make your videos tied to using the specific keywords for the niche that you're going after. You need to make sure you have a script written out and you're reading from the script, right? Like, they give you all these action steps and all these how-tos, and it will just make your content almost be like everyone else's. If you're happy with the content that you're doing, if you're happy with what you're creating and what you're putting out, that is more than enough. Because the people that are going to appreciate it and benefit from it are going to be the people that find your work. And they are going to appreciate the fact, like with my videos, I have my videos as authentic as possible. I don't have any sort of script. I just come up with an idea that ends up being the title of this video. And then I just go off and explain each of these concepts. Like, I just break it down and share everything that I want to share about this topic. I don't ever have any script written, right? Now, of course, there's some benefits to that, there's also some drawbacks, right? Because then if I have a script written, then it'll just be me reading off a prompt, and the authenticity element and the genuine element is probably going to feel like it's not there. Either it's less prevalent or that it's not there whatsoever. And I don't want that to be the case. I want my videos to feel as though I'm having a conversation with you, that I'm having a heart to heart, because I truly am. Because I want you to be better. I want you to grow and improve and to be happy. And I want you to find happiness and fulfillment with who you are and with where you are right now. And to find that happiness and joy with also growing and having fun and appreciating the journey. I want you to be more in tune with your humanity. And you do that by accepting that you're human, accepting yourself and who you are, and loving and appreciating yourself, right? There's too many people in the world that will try to persuade you that you need to be someone else. Now, that's not to say that you can't make improvements. Obviously, you can improve and get better and grow as a person. But there's too many people that will say, you have to be just like this person in order to be successful. Or you, right? Like, and that's not true, right? You don't need to be like anyone else. You just need to be just like yourself, but to be the best version of yourself. And the best version of you and the best version of you is going to be different than everyone else, right? It's no different if I relate this to the different cuisines that exist, right? There's a reason why there's millions, if not billions, of different recipes that exist online, because everyone has their unique take and their unique flair on each menu item, right? It's like a burger at one restaurant is not going to be the same as a burger from another restaurant, yet they're both burgers and they're probably both equally as delicious, right? The same way with content creators. No content creators are going to be identical. One content creator is going to be different than another. They can be operating in the same space, in the same niche, but they're going to be different. They're going to be doing things differently. They're going to be operating differently, and people can still appreciate both and benefit from both. But if everyone is running to artificial intelligence, running for robots to, give them all these ideas and all these answers and all these solutions to, right? Like, then you lose the human element. Then you lose the human aspect, and everyone and everything is going to begin feeling like the same. And then how do you distinguish from one person to another, right? It'll be hard to, right? Because someone will think that having everything automated and everything controlled by AI is the best solution, when sure, it can be the most efficient, but it might not be the best, because it might not be the most relatable. And I always want to remain as someone relatable, because I want people to understand that they are more than enough, that you have everything that you need, that you yourself, you've had the answers within you. You are good enough. You are great. You are powerful. You can be, do, or have anything. And that's something that AI will never be able to compete with, right? So to wrap up this video, I just want to remind you guys to be yourself, be genuine, be authentic. I understand, right? Sometimes you might fall into the trap of wanting things to move at a faster pace than it is. And so it leads you down the rabbit hole of trying to learn and trying to, implement all these things from all these other people. But what matters most when you're creating content, when you're creating anything, what matters most is being yourself. What matters most is doing what makes you happy, because if you're doing what makes you happy, then that means you're on the right track. Your happiness and your joy that exists within you tells you that you're on the right track. You don't need any sort of outside indicator or anything else from anywhere or anyone. Your happiness and your joy that exists within you is your GPS. It is telling you if you are on the right track or not. If you feel bad, then that means right now you're on a detour, and that you need to make that adjustment to get back to where it is that you're going. How do you know that? Because when you feel bad, when you're feeling negative emotions, you feel bad internally. You don't feel good, right? So that's a sign that you're not on the right track. When you're feeling happy, when you're feeling your best, when you're feeling amazing, that's how you know you're on the right track. So just trust it. If you have a good feeling about a video, you record a video and you just feel good about it, like it just leaves you with a smile on your face, like you know that was the one, then that's all you need to know. That's you don't have to worry about anything else. Post that video as it is and be happy and be confident, right? And repeat the cycle, right? If you want to build content, like continue growing, if you're building a channel, right, Continue pumping on content. Continue putting the viewer first. Continue serving other people. Help as many people as you can, because trust me, like, helping other people, that's a feeling that it's very hard to replicate, if you can even replicate it, right? Because we're all part of this same life experience. We all want the same things, and that's to be happy, and that's to be doing what we enjoy, and that's to live a life that's abundant. I don't think anyone wants to struggle. I don't think anyone wants to, you know, fail or lose, right? Like, I don't think anyone wants to feel that. I think everyone, well, not I think, I know everyone wants to be happy and just enjoy this life. And how much better you think this world would be if more people were happy, if more people were doing what they enjoy, if more people were able to just be themselves, right? So I want this video to be a reminder for you to be human, of a reminder for you to be yourself, because you are more than enough. So you can show up as your genuine, authentic self, because that is what the world's going to appreciate, and that is what the world needs. So that wraps up the video. Enjoy the video. To leave a like and subscribe as we're on the road to main subscriber, guys. So once again, it's Joel, and I'm out. I'll see you guys for the next video.